Welcome to the Iron Self podcast, where we jump into health, fitness, mindset, and becoming the best version of yourself. Today with your hosts, Mike and Kayla Minion. Welcome back to the Iron Self podcast.
Hey guys.
So on today's episode, we're talking about healthy eating on the go.
Ooh, healthy eating in general is a fun topic, but eating on the go, that is something that everybody struggles with. So we wanted to come on here today to just give you guys some ideas, some options that might kind of suit your goals a little bit better, maybe when you're on the road.
And as the weather gets nicer, people tend to be out and about and doing things a little bit more. As COVID measures begin to lift, people start traveling a little bit more. And so I really feel that this is a topic that needs to be addressed, because I think that a lot of us are going to be on the go this year. And so how do we stay on track and eat well on the go without, grabbing for McDonald's?
Yeah. One thing that I would love to start with isn't really healthy eating on the go per se, but it does tie into it. So I was thinking about this before, and we just came back from a little vacation ourselves. And on said vacation, what we ended up doing was actually finding a hotel that had a full kitchen for us, so that we could take our own food and then really stick to our goals while we were out and about. So one little tip that I was going to throw in there right off the start is maybe if you look at going out for meals, 2 or 3 times a day, if you are out and about, that really starts to add up cost-wise very quickly. So it would actually, in the long run, be cheaper to pay for a hotel room that has a full kitchen that you can then cook your own food in, rather than going out to restaurants. So trick number one that I was thinking of is honestly just getting a hotel that has that full kitchen so that you can take your food, and guess what? You get to eat exactly how you have been or how you want to achieve your goals for less than it would cost you to go out for 3 meals a day.
That's a great travel tip. I love that one. And I love that one because that's what we do. The other piece of that too, though, is just kind of like we already said, but packing your meals and packing your snacks for on your go. So that does involve preparation. Planning. But the thing about that is that it's hard. And I don't know if I really want to do it. And it just... I didn't get the right groceries. I don't have the right things. The kids are screaming at me. Insert excuse here. No, but honestly, that's how we feel a lot of the time. So, how can we make it easier to pack our snacks on the go? Our foods on the go? One of the things that we like to do, leftovers. We love leftovers. We batch cook our protein. We batch chop lettuce. We have things ready to go in the fridge so that we can easily toss together a salad, or we can easily toss together something that we can heat up and throw in a thermos, so that we have healthy food choices while we're on the go, but it doesn't take a lot of preparation to do. Yeah. And I think that is one of the big things. Just because it's convenient today does not mean it's going to be convenient for your goals or convenient for your health long term. And I'm saying that very wisely, because there's a lot of convenient, quick, cheap options out there that you could maybe grab on the go. I'm not going to say McDonald's, but I mean McDonald's. But you could easily do that. But it's not going to be conducive for your goals. Let's be honest. The healthiest choices at McDonald's they got rid of during COVID, and those were the salads. So now we're down to snack wraps, I think, or a grilled chicken with no bun. You're still getting crazy amounts of mayonnaise and stuff on there. So is it really conducive to your goals? Probably not. Is it a treat food? Yes, it's a treat food. So it means it's also not going to keep you full very long. Our kids, we get the McDonald's, and within an hour, they're freaking hungry.
Our kids have my genes. They're always hungry.
I would way rather pay a little bit more for something that's going to sustain them.
Yeah. I love what you said there, and that's something that we talk a lot about with our clients is batch cooking their protein and then having salad chopped up ready to go. Because if you are running out the door and you're last minute trying to throw something together, There's nothing easier than throwing salad mix into a container, throwing your chicken, beef, whatever you have on top of that with some cheese and a dressing and calling it a day. And that really is a very quick and very healthy option.
Right. And we also talk to our clients a lot of the time about packing snacks in your car. Like already have them in there. The
And not
trail
just
mix.
bags of chips.
Yeah. Get the trail mix in there, the protein bars in there, the beef jerky, all of these foods that really don't go bad very easily, and put them in your center console so that when you are on the go, you have them. Or for ladies, throw them in your purse. So that we have those options available. Often we, especially as parents, are really good about packing our kids snacks and really poor about packing ourselves snacks. So when you're packing the kids snacks, pack yourself some snacks, whether that be some nuts or seeds, some fruit, whatever that is, but grab yourself a couple of those healthier snacks because you'll be happy and thankful that you did. And even if you don't eat it, at least you know that you had it and you had that option available to you.
Yep. No, I love that. One thing that I love to do that makes for a very easy on-the-go snack for me is making a quick protein shake before we leave. So by protein shake, I mean like a full shake though. So it's like you got your yogurt, your milk or almond milk, your protein powder, strawberries, bananas, peanut butter, chocolate chunks in there. Literally just everything that makes a delicious 1,000-calorie protein shake. Jam it in there and mix that up and then just take it with you and then literally shake it and you're good to go at any point throughout your day.
And for those of you that don't have 1,000 calories to spend on a protein shake,
you can make one with less calories. I'm just saying, if you are going to be out for the day, maybe that is a great option for you, right? If you have 1,500 or 1,600 calories and you skip breakfast because you're running out the door, grab a shake that's protein dense that's very calorie dense like that, and you're set for up until after lunch.
this is true. So if you do not have 1,000 calories though to spend, you could just do protein powder and water. You could make a lower calorie shake that's blended as well. You could get those Evive, I think that's the brand, or there's other kind of brands out there. I know you're making the gross face because you didn't like it, but they have they're wheels and they're already kind of blended up fruit and stuff, so you can just pop them out like ice cubes.
They're super low calorie too. I think they're 200 and change.
Or less, yeah. And you shake them up with your protein powder in some water or almond milk or regular milk, whatever you like. And it's a quick grab and go option. You could also get the pre-made shakes that are already ready to go. I think there's Premier Protein and Quest, and there's lots of different ones. The Fairlife protein milk. There's so many of these other options that are available to us nowadays that you could easily have on hand as well.
Yeah, and the reason I brought up shakes is because they are a whole food option too, right? When you're looking at eating on the go, trying to stick to as much whole foods as we can. We preach whole foods all the time. Everybody knows that. But that way you really do get to control that. Whereas if you're even if you get something like protein chips, sure, they are a healthier option, but they are more processed again, right? So trying to stick to more whole food options rather than highly processed stuff, it's going to work out better in the long run.
Yeah, we look at volume and density when it comes to food. So if you are looking to be in a calorie surplus or at maintenance calories, maybe you can eat more of the calorie dense items like your nuts and those
Nuts and seeds.
Nuts and seeds, the things that tend to have a lot more calories but tend to take up a lot less space. If you are more on a weight loss journey,
veggies, baby,
then you want to look for volume. So fruit, vegetables. When I talk about fruit, you really want to look more in the berry component.
There we go. I was going to say, most fruit's pretty high cal.
No, but your berries, I think it's a half cup of berries is 50 calories. It's really not overly crazy. So really starting to look at the lower calorie options that are available in our whole food sources can be really, really helpful. Okay, so we've talked about packing your snacks. We've talked about planning your stay and opting for a place that does have that access to a kitchen.
It might be more expensive off the hop, but it will work out cheaper after you equate food in there.
It's
100%.
True. It's true. Plus, it's so nice to kind of have your own home cooked. I mean, I realized that when we were away, I was like, gosh, I miss my food that I cook because I actually truly enjoy the food that I make and that I eat. So yes, it's nice to go out for a meal, but then you also realize that you just enjoy some of the other things too. Anyways, so what else can I do if I'm on the go? Okay, so what about stopping at a gas station? I mean, most people have to stop for gas, especially right now with the price of gas. You're putting in like $20 a ton. But okay, we're stopping for gas. Kids are hungry. You're hungry. Spouse is hungry. Everybody's getting angry. We don't have time to stop anywhere else. You go into the groceries or you go into the gas station. What is there available? Well, if it's like a 7-Eleven or something like that, a lot of the time they do have sandwiches. They are starting to make more snack trays available. There's usually bananas or oranges or apples. Some form of fruit is usually available there. I'm seeing more and more protein bars. I'm seeing more and more other, like, I'm going to call them quote unquote healthier options. So like your smart food, popcorn.
Almost every gas station will have some sort of like pepperoni stick or beef jerky, things like that as well, that again are good options as far as healthy food goes.
Yeah, you could also look at getting water, sparkling water, flavored water that is 0 calorie, preferably.
Fill up on the water.
And fill up on some liquids until you have the time to make it to a healthier choice. That is always an option. So thinking like, just because I'm hungry does not mean I'm in a state of emergency, right? So noticing it's okay to sit hungry once in a while. It's okay for your kids to experience what hunger feels like once in a while and sit with that, because it's not an emergency. Because every time if we feel hungry and our alarm bells go off in our brain and it's an emergency, then if you're on a weight loss journey, how are you ever going to make your weight loss goals? Because you're constantly reaching for something when you feel hungry. And hunger is one of those states where your body says, hey, my energy levels are getting kind of low here. I'm going to have to start burning fat.
Yeah.
So knowing that it's not an emergency, a meal will come at some point.
Yeah. Another thing, if you are out and about, rather than again going to a fast food or a gas station, if you have the option to go into a grocery store, right, being able to go in and pick some healthier food options for yourself, like a fruit tray or a veggie tray or one of those pre-cooked chickens where you can just rip the meat off and start eating like a savage. Absolutely delicious and super on point for most people's goals.
And lots of grocery stores now are having like salad bars. They have like pre-made sushi. They have like all of these like pre-made items too that you can usually grab and go. And the nice thing about a grocery store is if you have people in your family that like to eat different things and you're all on the go together, you can all go in and find something that fits your specific goal or need. I know we like to offer our kids healthier options. And so the other day we walked into the grocery store and Mike and I each grabbed a bag salad and some chicken. So we each ate our own bag salad, which I think is usually for like a whole family, but we each got our own. Our own bag salad, and we threw in some chicken because it comes with the dressing and everything. So that's what we had. And then the kids, they had already eaten prior to seeing us, so they wanted a treat. And I was like, okay, yeah, you guys can totally pick a treat. And we walked through that whole grocery store, and I was so proud of them because they came out of there with yogurt drinks. And it was like this like yogurt frozen ice cream bar thing. So they were like, it was just like yogurt and fruit in the ice cream bar. And that is what they chose. And I was super proud because they made those healthy choices. They could have chosen chips or cookies or something like that. And I probably would have let them have it. But
would have let them have it all, right? No.
But they made that healthy choice, and they were so excited that they made that healthy choice and very proud of themselves. And so that just shows that personal growth. And I know for us, we've been really working on our own personal growth because old habits die hard. You know, how many times do we walk down the chip aisle and we go, okay, do we grab a bag of chips? Do we grab some beef jerky? That's the healthier option. We got one of each. And now we're walking in and we're going, okay, grab a piece of fruit, grab
a salad.
Grab a bag of salad, right? It's already mixed up and we just need to add dressing, and you don't have to add the entire pack. And you can grab, like you said, that chicken that's already cooked. You could grab, you know, there's beans and lentils that are usually already cooked.
Now, I want to have this little caveat here that not everybody is going to reach for a salad. Not everybody's going to reach for fruit. So if you are in a grocery store and you are hungry, avoid the aisles that have your trigger foods. Because just because you're not going to have, you know, a salad or fruit doesn't mean that you should eat a family-sized bag of potato chips, right? So avoid, like, if you are starving and you're like going into a grocery store for a snack, avoid that chip aisle like it has the plague, right? Be like, oh nope, if I go there, I am not going to come out of this store with a option that I'm going to be happy with long term. So maybe that just means avoiding that aisle and going down instead and getting some crackers and some cheese with some meat slices, so then you can kind of make your own, like those Lunchables, those stackables. You can make your own, and a little bit of a healthier version of that is a better choice than chips and cookies. So just being honest with yourself when you go into the store and realize that, old me would have gone down this aisle with the chips and the cookies and the chocolate bars and grabbed one of each and enjoyed the hell out of it. Sure. New me maybe just goes down the aisle beside that, where you're getting the sleeve of Breton crackers or whatever with, again, some cheese, some meat, something like that. More in line with your goals, and less processed.
If you're ready to make a change in your life, step into the best version of you, check out our Iron Self Transformation Program. Find more info on our website, www.ironbodycoach.com. Right, and that's really about what it is at the end of the day, is making those slow progressive changes. A piece of that comes with redefining snacks and redefining meals. When we look at the way Western society defines meals, when we look at breakfast, people are like cereal and oatmeal. It's super carbohydrate dense. For the most part, outside of the like oats, when I talk about mainly cereal, it's usually like nutrient deficient.
Lucky Charms.
Yeah. And then we look at lunchtime and people are like sandwiches or a muffin, and then, or like those things go as snacks too, or yogurt, right? And then like dinner time, people are like, protein, carb, veg. Like dinner is usually pretty standard for most people. So when you look at healthier snack options, a lot of people will go into a grocery store and go, oh, I'll just grab some muffins. I'm going to encourage you to look at the nutrition information on those muffins and understand that most of the time those muffins are equivalent to eating a piece of cake.
Delicious.
I mean,
maybe not on point for the goals.
Right. So defining your goals. Everybody's got a different goal. If your goal is weight gain, then maybe you are grabbing that muffin, and maybe you're having a muffin, a yogurt, and some nuts, right? We're still looking at more whole food based, but it's going to be a lot more calorie dense. If you are on that weight loss journey, you need to look at, okay, well, maybe I'm going to forego the muffin. Maybe that crunchy item or that bready item that I'm looking for, maybe I'm going to grab some crispy minis, like those like little rice cake kind of style chippy things. So I'm going to get a bag of those, and I'm going to get I'm going to get Greek yogurt, and maybe I'm going to grab a kombucha or something, some berries.
Rice cakes and a can of tuna, awesome snack.
So there's lots of options by going into a grocery store, but many people, when they're on the go, they don't think, oh, I should go to the grocery store for lunch. So it is something to think about. You could also look at carrying like disposable or reusable forks or spoons in your center console in your car, so that if you are in that pinch, you do have a way to consume it.
Not just eating salad with your hands.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have gone over housing ourselves so we can eat better. We've gone over gas stations. We've gone over grocery stores. So now let's go over, if you are with a group this summer and you go out and everybody wants to go out for dinner or lunch or whatever that looks like. Let's go over that.
Okay. So there are lots of healthier food options available out there in regards to restaurants specifically. Like, I mean, I could label off a bunch of restaurants that would be healthier food options.
Chop leaf, fresh.
Yeah. Like, I mean, even Subway has healthier options.
Salads, right?
So there are lots of fast food style restaurants that would have healthier options, but you're going down for a sit down dinner. Most restaurants will have some form of protein, some form of vegetable. So if that's the case, just because it's not listed on the menu does not mean you cannot order it.
Yeah. Pretty much anywhere that you go to, if they are a decent restaurant, they will have chicken breast for you. They will have steak or ground beef for you if they have nachos or whatever that looks like.
There's lots of vegetarian options out there now too.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, there's a ton of veggie options as well. And then every restaurant ever has salad. So if you get a salad and you get them to cut up chicken breasts or whatever that looks like and put that on there, even even if you're out with your friends and they're all getting whatever they're getting, you can still eat according to your goals and be able to enjoy that meal.
I also really love going out for like Thai food because they cook it with coconut oil, which is a whole food base. Yes, it has fat. Yeah, do you know what? Lots of foods have fat. But they use a lot of vegetables and they use like some good quality proteins in there. Or get some go out for like pho and get a bowl of soup and some salad rolls. That's delicious when we start to
Sushi.
step. Yeah, sushi. Stepping outside that comfort zone to foods that maybe we aren't consuming all the time. I mean, I don't make sushi at home, so when I go out for sushi, it's a treat, right? You could also look at, you know what, maybe I'm not at the point where I'm ready to make these really, really super clean choices. I'm still building my blocks on just making better choices or making better portion size choices. So if that's the case, a lot of the time, say you go to Boston Pizza and you order their pasta, right? It's like $20 for a pasta and you have to pay another $5 just to get meat in the stupid pasta. But anyways, don't let me complain about this. But you've now got this $25 pasta meal with the tiniest amount of meat you've ever eaten.
But so many noodles.
So, or get your to-go bag immediately as soon as your food comes, portion out your food into your to-go bag. Now you got leftovers.
Yeah.
Right? Now you can see what you can eat because this is my portion. This is what is going to fit for my goals right now. That doesn't mean that I have to forego eating pasta. I just eat a smaller amount of it.
I love that. I actually absolutely love that idea of getting your to-go dish right when you get your main meal, because that puts you in control of your portion sizes, because inherently when we're at restaurants, like Kayla's saying, the amount of carbs they give you, they're like, just have it all. So then you're like, oh, well, I guess I got to eat all this, and you just start going. But if you portion it out to the start, that's awesome.
Well, your eyes are bigger than your stomach a lot of the time, right? And so when we look at that plate of giant pasta and we're like, oh, I could totally eat this without realizing that it's like 500 calories in pasta before I've even added any sauce or anything else to it. And so like your 1,000-calorie protein shake, now I've got 1,000 calories worth of pasta. Like it's just... that quickly adds up. So it really depends on what your goals are. And I don't want people to feel that when you go out to a restaurant, I can't enjoy the food I want to enjoy. Like, go out and enjoy it. But remember, a lot of the time that piece is that we are feeling that nutritional need. We're also feeling that social need. So be present with the people that you're with. Have those conversations. Make it an experience. I mean, we went out to a Brazilian steakhouse the other day, and I was like...
it was an experience.
I was like, gosh, it's taking so long to get all this food. Why is it taking so long? But then I remembered to pause, and I said, you know what? It's about the experience. It's about the atmosphere. It's, you know, like, I think we were there for like 2.5 hours, like, being in the experience and eating. But, I mean, being in there. And... so making it enjoyable, I guess, is kind of what I'm saying, is that enjoying the process. It's not just about like how much food can I pack back.
Remember, it's about the company, not the food, right? Like when you go to a restaurant with friends, you are there to experience that with your friends. You're there to connect with your friends. It doesn't have to necessarily be about the foods and the drink on the table, because too many people focus on, if I don't have a drink in my hand during this meal, it's not going to be fun. If those are your friends, maybe you need some new friends if you can't have fun without physically having liquor in your hand.
Well, I guess the other piece of that, I guess, that we haven't touched on in regards to especially eating out at restaurants is liquid calories. Because, I mean, how often do you sit down and you go, oh, what is the special on today for the drink of the day or whatever? And we don't often go, okay, well, I'm going to eat within my portion size and then I'm going to have like 3 Caesars. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent, but it really depends on what your goals are and what kind of calories you have left in your day or left overall. So planning for these things can be really helpful. For myself, if I'm going to go out with a bunch of friends and I'm on prep, like I am right now, I know how important my goals are. So I might fast that morning to make sure that I have enough calories for later in the day. I might also just have a really, really low calorie breakfast, have some sort of protein at breakfast, but keep my breakfast really low calorie. Maybe my lunch becomes really low calorie as well. Maybe it's just like protein and vegetables so that I have more calories, quote unquote, to spend for the dinner or the meal out or whatever that might look like. So there's other strategies that we can put into place in order to achieve the outcome that we're looking for as well.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I wanted to chat about on here on eating on the go is like picnics or gatherings and those kinds of things, because
it's summer.
we're getting
Summer's
into
coming
spring,
here.
summer. We're getting into the movement kind of time, and okay, we're not at a restaurant. We're going to the water park. We're going to the park, like whatever it is. We're getting together with people. It's a potluck now. Oh gosh, how am I going to eat at this potluck for my goals? Because they have potato salad and macaroni salad and all of the creamy, delicious, yummy salads and hot dogs.
Hot dogs are the only protein. Bring protein, people. So when you pack your bag, make sure you have protein-dense items in there. Be that weird person that brings a chicken breast. Be the person that brings the food that suits your goals. Because if all else fails, then you can eat your protein, focus on vegetables, and then eat a little bit of everything else after that. So this is what we always preach: protein first, then your veg, and then if you need to, get into a little bit of the other stuff.
Yeah, so super important to pack food along with you that will fit your goals so that you can participate. So maybe you try a new recipe that you want to share with your friends. Maybe you make a broccoli salad and you make it a little different than the traditional broccoli salad with all the sugar in it. It's still the same broccoli salad. It still tastes the same, but it's lower calorie. Or maybe you bring something and you put the dressing off to the side. So now you have control over how much you're putting onto something. But the more that you bring and share, the more you might actually inspire those around you to try something new, to step outside their comfort zone, to maybe eat a little healthier as well. Maybe you challenge everybody, hey guys, we're going to have a healthier picnic. Let's try and see if we can bring non-normal picnic items. Set a theme for it, whatever that might be, so that people start to get in the groove of, okay, we're having a Mexican picnic. What does that look like? How do we navigate this? You know,
I love that. The Mexican picnic.
Oh, I love Mexican food.
Tacos all
yeah,
day
I mean,
long.
like I could sit there and just like beans, right? It's like you just, right? Okay. Anyways, now I'm salivating.
I had one client that loved baking. She absolutely just adored baking, but she was in a calorie deficit. She was trying to lose weight. So when she was going out to a potluck, she was like, I'm so used to baking all of these treats and taking them with me to share with my friends. So I said, well, what's stopping you from doing that? Well, I can't eat all of them. And I was like, okay, but you can eat one of them. If you make this giant batch of cookies or whatever it is, you can have one, like control yourself, and then give the rest away. Don't bring any home, but give them out. If baking for other people brings you joy, then why would you stop doing that just because you don't get to eat all of them? You know what I mean? So still getting to put your love into that and give them out to people with the intention of not bringing any home, right? Then you still get to give and you still get to enjoy one or two yourself.
Now, the other piece of that is like looking at family gatherings. We've got Easter coming up here, and how do I eat on the go with Easter? Oh my gosh, like there's going to be this wonderful family gathering and we're going to have all of the fixins and all of that stuff. And I think that goes hand in hand with what you just said, is bring things to share with other people without the idea that you might be taking it home. And when you do bring leftovers home, aim for them to be the protein dense, the veggie dense items, so that, you know, maybe you're having ham and leftover carrots.
Scalloped potatoes.
No, scalloped potatoes are not a vegetable, Mike.
I don't care. They're so good.
I know. But this is what I'm saying is like, have the scalloped potatoes at Easter, leave them at Easter.
Oh yeah, that's. Yeah.
And don't bring them home to. So
if you bring them home, you're gonna eat them.
And that is the very last piece that maybe we kind of touch on here, is that whatever you buy or purchase at a grocery store or you are given and you bring home, you always have the intention to consume it. It might not be today. It might not be tomorrow, but at some point you plan to eat it. And so looking at that and going, okay, I'm not going to purchase this because I know I'm going to eat it. I'm not going to bring this to this potluck because I know it doesn't fit my goals and I can't restrain myself right
Can't
now.
physically stop if it's in front of you.
Yes. So setting those parameters for yourself, knowing where your boundaries are at, being honest with yourself can be a really great place to start to help you get towards your goals, because it's only 1% better. We're not saying cut everything and only eat this way. We're saying make these small progressive changes over time, and over time you will notice how your body begins to feel. You will notice how your energy levels begin to feel, and you're going to keep making better choices because it feels better.
Yeah, 100%.
Hopefully you guys found some value with this episode today. If you like it, share it with a friend, a family member, a loved one, and we will talk to you later.
Have a great day, guys.
Bye for now.